Hello there, I'm Julie Rowe. I'm the Assistant Principal here at the Australian Centre for Meditation and Mindfulness. Today I'm here chatting about breathing techniques. You will get to journey with many breathing techniques throughout the course and mostly in session 2 and 3, and you might already be familiar with many of them. There are vast and varied breathing techniques, and they can generally be grouped into concentrative techniques or the more attentive mindful style breathing techniques. So there are techniques that sit well within a full guided meditation and those that work well to support an individual in a teaching situation where you might discuss the technique and show the individual how to apply it. In session 2, we'll explore some concentrative techniques, and in session 3, we'll journey with the more attentive mindful style techniques. So today I wanted to chat about more, in particular, the scenarios you will apply either style. We see with the concentrative techniques, with the breath and other concentrative style techniques, that they create the basis for us to be able to engage in the attentive techniques, the mindfulness-based techniques. So the concentrative techniques are the training ground, reining in that wayward mind and giving it something relatively simple to focus on, a gentle concentration. Concentrative techniques help us to come back, and the attentive techniques are the act of being here when we've arrived. So I'm watching my breath right now and noticing if it's long, short or in between, and you can do this too. Watching your breath, noticing. Is it long, short, or in between? Looking at this aspect of your breath. And so that's a concentrative style technique, really paying deliberate attention to noticing the length, the quality, the aspect of your breath. Is it long, short or in between? A watching the breath technique. Or resting back with a sense of arms open wide to embrace the experience however it unfolds. And seeing, feeling, experiencing the sensation of your breath. The feeling of the air entering your nose. Feeling of it exiting. Cool air entering, feeling the sensation, warm air exiting. Resting with a simple awareness of the feeling, that cool air entering. Warm air exiting. Resting back. So you will be looking at what your intent for using, guiding or teaching the breathing technique is. Would it serve you, your group, an individual to have a way to settle their mind, to train it to stay? And this will be true of beginner meditators, for those who have busy, stressful lives, for a day that's been hectic, and potentially lots of other scenarios. Or have you been meditating with this group for some time, over months or years, and they've done the training with the concentrative and can rest easily in the attentive? Is your intent a mindfulness workshop where they're sitting with the more attentive style techniques? Are you using a breathing technique in the technique stage of the meditation? And in this scenario, you will have prepared the listener really well through the stages: position, grounding and body connection. And so they might be able to simply rest more mindfully with an attentive style breath. So that can be a way of helping you to decide which one to guide. The natural concentrative techniques we cover here in this course are watching the breath and all its variations, naming the breath, which we'll look at more in session 3, and point of stillness. The natural attentive breaths are the mindful style breathing techniques that explore the sensation of the breath. Other concentrative breathing techniques are elliptical breathing, breathing with a mantra, controlled breathing where you would count your breath and aim to have it rest at a certain count. For example, breathing in for 4 and out for 6. Another concentrative breathing technique is relaxing on the out breath, or any breathing technique where you're going to alter the breath in some way, alter it from your natural way of breathing, with a deliberate intention for altering it. So natural breathing techniques obviously are the ones where we don't aim to alter the breath, and they can sit really, really well in the beginning grounding in a full-length meditation. And this is because this is the stage to really settle and anchor. We don't want to force or be trying to do too much else in this stage, so making it too deliberate of change is potentially going to feel challenging for someone being guided. So we aim for a natural breath. We aim for it to just flow in a natural way, and so then it can be a concentrative or attentive style breathing technique, again depending on your group, the individual, what you think is relevant for the day. Concentrative breathing techniques can work well as standalone techniques that you teach an individual how to apply this technique to use as a way of settling, training their mind, a quick stress relief technique. However, all techniques can be used in this teaching scenario. All techniques can be guided as a standalone, but some work better in a full guided meditation. Interestingly, the difference between breathing techniques, either concentrative or attentive, can be really subtle, and honestly it can rest with your experience of it and whoever you might be guiding, their experience of it, how you've applied it, how it's supported you. You might start with a concentrative natural breathing technique with watching your breath and resting a really gentle focus where you feel your breath the most, your belly rising and falling, for example. And after some time, it simply rests, and you rest in this wondrous space of awareness naturally, feeling the rise and fall without any application of effort. It's a simple state of being really present with the rise and fall of your breath. So I'd really encourage you to try them all out, to look at them with fresh eyes if you've already journeyed with breathing techniques before. Explore a technique for a week or longer and see how it serves you. Sit purely with a breathing technique or apply it in a full-length meditation that you self-guide yourself through and see the difference. Notice how it works for you. When we teach from this place of experience, this place of intimacy, it translates to our students effortlessly in a really wondrous way where they understand more deeply. Have a go, see how you go, discuss this with your coach and enjoy. Thank you for listening.